Made in Hollywood.
Get ready to celebrate some of the best films of the year with the Made in Hollywood Academy Award Spotlight.
As a kid, your imagination, whether you're pretending you got superpowers or pretending this or whatever, the idea of like, man, if I had a twin, you know, what would I do or how would that be?
Made in Hollywood.
With awards season in full swing, we take a look at the biggest films of the year, from big-budget spectacles like F1 to surprise blockbusters like Sinners and K-pop Demon Hunters. All have been nominated for Academy Awards.
They were basically telling us the scene, what we needed, and like the song has to have the word gold for the cold honmun. So that was basically kind of where the inspiration came from, but it has to be about the characters reaching for their dream.
Made in Hollywood goes behind the screen with some of the stars and directors of the most moving performances and incredible filmmaking of the year. All coming up on the Made in Hollywood Academy Award Spotlight.
Made in Hollywood.
Making history with 16 Oscar nominations is director Ryan Coogler's Southern Gothic epic Sinners. Michael B. Jordan stars as twin brothers who must confront vampires and buried trauma when supernatural forces descend on their new juke joint.
We've been gone a long time. We back now. You twins? Nah, we cousins.
It started with my relationship with my Uncle James, who was born in Mississippi, lived there till he was 20, and then moved to Oakland and married my great aunt, Sammy Lee, who the character Sammy's named after. And it was important for me to explore blues music and Mississippi and the Delta blues and juke joint culture, because it was something that was so important to my uncle.
One day he's gonna follow you home.
We got us a problem, y'all.
What the hell going on?
Oh, we heard tale of a party.
There's been versions of twins that have been done. I remember as a kid watching movies like The Parent Trap. And just as a kid, your imagination, whether you're pretending you got superpowers or pretending this or whatever, the idea of like, man, if I had a twin, you know, what would I do or how would that be? Because Smoke and Stack are the same, you know, they're the same, but they're completely different. You know, they make up one person. And having Smoke and how he handles his childhood trauma, you know, was really important. And Stack and how he handles his childhood trauma, you know, they have the same experiences, but they have two different perspectives on it.
I don't believe in magic. Ghosts, demons, just power.
Somebody please take...
Those are some of the things that, you know, that I tapped into to kind of help make them a bit different, and you know, and just the storytelling, you know, the other characters around Smoke and Stack that allowed me to play off of, you know, with Annie and Mary and those dynamics, and you know, just a rich world that was created to, you know, for these characters to blend into.
Biggest thing was freedom. You know what I mean? This idea of it, how elusive it can be. Sometimes it can't be bought. That was like the central concept of freedom in these people under such great oppression, and having to be able to affirm that humanity in a place and a time when it was very difficult.
Come on, open the door, let on out of here.
Stay. It's you?
Of course it's me, open the door.
That ain't your brother.
With 2 Oscar nominations, the musical phenomenon K-pop Demon Hunters, featuring EJ, Audrey Nuna, and Rhea Mee, follows 3 superstars who balance life on stage with a secret mission as demon hunters until a rival boy band of demons threatens everything they love.
The world will know you as pop stars. But you will be much more than that. You will be hunters.
Hey! This is the men's bathhouse. Get out of here!
What inspired you to make this movie?
Because I'm Korean, I really wanted to see Korean culture represented through animation, and I wanted to see female characters, and especially in the superhero genre, more real and relatable. I basically just wanted to see girls like me.
They're stealing the souls of our fans? Let's send those disgusting demons back to the depths where they belong!
Yeah!
Yeah! What was it like writing and singing behind the scenes?
It was so fun.
Yes.
So much fun. Learned so much.
Yeah.
Just stretched. I feel like all of us had to stretch for this movie and really step up to the plate.
Definitely out of my comfort zone, but walked away feeling way more confident as an artist.
I was a ghost, I was alone. 좋아진 길 속에.
What led to the creation of such great music like my favorite song, Golden?
Ooh, we had always wanted to avoid doing like an origin story where you start by telling all these girls how they grew up and how they became Huntrix. We wanted to start in the present with them already awesome. But the audience wanted to know, like, where'd they come from? Golden became the way that we could tell the audience that story.
What inspired you to write the song Golden?
It was definitely the director's direction. They were basically telling us the scene, what we needed, and like the song has to have the word gold for the cold honmun. So that was basically kind of where the inspiration came from, but it has to be about the characters reaching for their dream.
What was most difficult about directing an animated movie?
You have so many people working on it that you're like spinning plates. You know, at first it's like 2 plates, and then 5, and then it's like 20. We talk about it being this baby that you carry to the finish line, and you have to be delicate all the way to the end because you could drop it like right before you cross that finish line. So it's just really challenging all the way to the end.
Everything is at stake.
Coming up, Formula One racing and incredible voice performances are both celebrated on the Made in Hollywood Academy Award Spotlight. To find out where to watch any movie, check out MoviePhone.com. Find it, watch it.
Some kind of magic was done here to show this. Like, the visuals are stunning. And again, it's something I've never seen before.
Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood.
With an Oscar nomination for Best Animated Feature, Zootopia 2, starring Jennifer Goodwin and Ke Huy Quan, presents a new mystery that sends an unlikely duo undercover as chaos erupts with the arrival of a mysterious newcomer.
At the ZPD, partnership is the cornerstone of success.
No, carrots, whoa! Beautiful!
You want to put bad guys away?
Ow! Stop pulling my ears, stop pulling my ears. Never pull a bunny's ears.
Be on the same page every day.
Jiggle it, let's go. I got this. Here's the fuzz! Toot toot.
I remember when I saw just snippets of #1, and I had never seen anything like it animation-wise. And that bar was set so high. And there's actually a moment in #2 when the characters have gone through the pipe of water and they come out wet. And I was like, some kind of magic was done here to show this. Like, the visuals are stunning. And again, it's something I've never seen before.
No snake has set foot in Zootopia in forever.
There's a snake!
I was blown away. I was just thinking, okay, so how do you give facial expressions and emotions to a character that has no, hands and feet? Somehow, miraculously, they've accomplished that and more.
Snakes aren't the bad guys. I have to set things right. And when I do, my family will finally be able to come home.
Woo! He's faced so much negativity in his life, right? Being a snake is not easy, especially if you're, a very poisonous pit viper. But yet somehow he's able to maintain his positivity, his hopefulness, and to keep that big heart of his as big as you can get. It's so admirable.
We have to solve the case.
It's not worth dying for. Judy!
Nick!
Good luck! I love you!
You can watch the classic Disney films and they do not feel dated. They are always about the human condition. They are always timeless and universal, and I feel like this is a message we've always needed. This is a message we need right now. And the analogy that I've been using, which is not very poetic, but I'm a big jigsaw puzzle junkie. And I feel like you can't put a puzzle together with all the same shaped pieces. That to me is the movie. I would just say I recommend you stay after the credits. There is a scene that tells you exactly where we might go should there be a third.
When you two save the city, maybe everyone will see reptiles ain't that different.
Set in the high-octane world of racing and with 4 Oscar nominations, F1 the movie depicts a fallen driver who returns to the track to help a struggling team chase glory. Starring Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, and Damson Idris.
So you like straight talk?
Straight as an arrow, no sugar.
Why are you here, Sonny?
During the pandemic, I watched that first season of Drive to Survive. The show focused on the last place team. For me, that was the way into this story. I was like, oh, maybe it's not about the winners, but a movie about the losers. And so that's where it started.
He's such a gifted director that I knew he was capable of doing it, and I knew we could make sure he had the tools that he needed to make this movie.
When you look in the mirror, you see this rough and tumble, old school cowboy.
I was really encouraged to kind of go with my instinct and bring a lot of my own personality and to have fun too, which was wild to be encouraged to have fun on such a high pressure job.
Well, I've news for you. Formula One is a team sport. It always was.
For me, it was more about the relationship, the love relationship of a friendship with Brad's character and how much they respect, like each other, need each other, and also kind of despite each other when they are not in the same page.
Let's get this straight. We all lose our jobs if you can't pull off a miracle.
No pressure.
None.
Brad and Damson were 100% in from the start. If they hadn't been so gung-ho and also just naturally talented at driving, I wouldn't have been able to pull this off.
That was the first thing I asked when I first met with Joe and Jerry. I said, when you guys did Top Gun, the actors were in the planes for real, right? And they're like, yeah. Like, so are we gonna be driving the cars for real? Like, yeah. And I was like, oh, put on my poker face. I was like, I could do that easy.
That's a different kind of energy. It's like a theater play, but seen by thousands of people at the same time. And that puts you in a place of, really like a lot of adrenaline.
How do you think I'd feel if you die on the track?
3 laps. 3 laps is a lifetime.
We put you in that world, and you'll learn about the world, and you'll feel the drama and the excitement that these drivers go through. We're exposing the world to who doesn't know F1.
It transcends racing fans. It goes beyond that.
You can have a good time in the theater. It's phenomenal sound, phenomenal cinematography, and an emotional story. That's why we go to movies.
To find out where to watch any movie, check out Moviephone.com. Find it, watch it. Up next, the stunning cinematography of Train Dreams on the Made in Hollywood Academy Award Spotlight.
And I think when we see nature, it's like our ears prick up and we're like a dog watching another dog on screen. We're like, oh, there's nature. We belong to nature.
Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood.
With 4 Oscar nominations, the historical drama Train Dreams, starring Joel Edgerton and Felicity Jones, follows a man whose life in the rapidly changing American West is transformed by love, loss, and the harsh beauty of the wilderness.
Well, I just couldn't stop walking until I got here.
What are you thinking about?
and that we ought to get married.
What I love about Train Dreams is that it's not the typical story because it puts an ordinary man in the center of a story and shows us, or reminds us, that an ordinary life can actually be really like elevated and majestic and special. And that just moving through life is epic. And I know how to plug into that.
You think that she knows that I'm her daddy?
Deep down, she knows it. Even if she doesn't know she knows it yet.
When I was approached about adapting the novella, I was already a huge fan of Dennis Johnson's. But then going back and reading this book again and thinking about it as a movie, there was just so much that I found so beautiful about Grenier's story as a central story and what he goes through and finding hope and love for life, like on the other side of terrible grief. But then also there was so much about the world, that the time that he was going through, that felt like it was speaking to us now. And I felt like could be an interesting way to reflect on the times that we're in now.
There's so many ingredients in Robert that I've just basically grown into right now in my life. So felt like it was a much more me experience, this film, than if I were to win a battle or invent some technology or save the planet.
We just cut down trees that have been here for 500 years. Upsets a man's soul whether you recognize it or not.
There's something so special about coming into those forests, especially the ones that have really old trees. The whole thing feels different. The air feels different, and there's something magical about it. So we really talked a lot about how to make nature feel like a character in the movie, how to portray it, not just as a landscape and not just shoot a postcard whenever we're shooting nature. Let's find a way to shoot it like we would be shooting another important character in the movie.
In the forest, every least thing's important. It's all threaded together. So you can't tell where one thing ends and another begins.
I think human beings forget we're actually part of the planet. We really are just an animal. We're an animal that can do cool stuff, but we're still animals. And I think when we see nature, it's like our ears prick up and we're like a dog watching another dog on screen. We're like, oh, there's nature. We belong to nature.
Do you think bad things that we do follow us through life?
I don't know. I've seen bad men raised up and good men brought to the knees.
Stay tuned, there's more coming up on the Made in Hollywood Academy Award Spotlight.
Made in Hollywood.
Thanks for watching Made in Hollywood, powered by MoviePhone. For more behind-the-screen content, check out MoviePhone.com.
Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood. Made in Hollywood.